We addressed the offensive line, and Kalichi Osemele, as you saw in the interview, is just a phenomenal kid. Loves to play physical. That's what we want to do. We want to be physical. Gino Grankowski is a kid we picked up, center guard. All these guys have flexibility in the offensive line: guard, center, guard, tackle. And then they get Bernard, a tremendous running back. The numbers he put up at Temple were as good as anybody in college football. So great start to the draft. Obviously, there's still some picks coming up. And can't say enough good things about our offensive staff and our scouts and the job that they've done. They went out and found some really good football players for us.
Is it a weight off your shoulder, the holes that were there, and in free agency they kind of stay there, but they've been addressed in the draft?
Well, it always helps. Ozzie always says, and it's played out the last few years, our roster's not final until really the week before the first game of the regular season. And so it's an ongoing process. We're always looking to get better. We've been able to pick up some guys even in training camp, but this is a great start, especially with the offensive line, build some depth at running back. Again, we got some other picks coming up and some other good players on the board. I mean, there's some really good players still on the board, so that's exciting too.
How about the competition at running back with the addition of Bernard here? A lot of people assumed it was going to be Anthony Allen backing up Ray Rice camp.
And it may be. Anthony Allen's a really good football player, and so is Damian Berry. We really think we've got now 3 really good young backs. I don't think you can have too many good running backs. And you've seen it play out the last few years around the league, that all of a sudden guys are 5, 6, 7 games into the season and they're out of running backs. Love our running back room, love the job that Wilbert Montgomery does with our running backs. The leadership we have in that room with Ray Rice and Vontae Leach, all these young backs can learn. We're going to put a nice group of running backs out there, and we'll find a way to use every guy that's active.
If you don't find a wide receiver, are you comfortable with the number of targets Joe has already?
We like our guys. We like our tight ends. We like our backs. We like our receivers. In all likelihood, there's going to be another receiver in the mix at some point in time. As I just mentioned, it could be in training camp. It might be here during the off season. It might be this afternoon. But I think everybody knows the philosophy here. We want to bring good, versatile, physical, tough-minded guys that can do a lot of things. And we'll take good football players, and we're probably going to need another one at receiver.
How much would you like to see a size receiver, 6'4", 6'5", that red zone target?
Yeah, it's really it's size isn't as important to me as his catching radius and his playmaking ability. A guy who's 6'1" or 2" who's got a great catching radius. Big throwing to big is tough to stop. We see a lot of big receivers in this division, so I like the guys we have, and I think our guys play big. But we'll always be looking to add bigger, faster guys if they're out there, and if they're not out there, then Ed Dixon and Dennis Pitt are pretty big and pretty fast as well.
Coach, your thoughts on Grankowski, the pick?
Really like the pick. Really a good guard, and we saw him in the All-Star game. We started watching him and evaluating him as a center. So it gives us great versatility. There's a good chance he is a center. What better center to learn from than Matt Burke? We love the way he plays. He plays the way we want to play. He's not going to have to come in here and adjust his style of play one bit. He plays the way the Ravens want to play. Obviously, it's a football family. Football is important to him. He's smart. He's tough. And if he's half as good as the last guy from Delaware, we're going to be all right.
So do you see right now a competition between Gino, KO, and Ja on that left guard spot?
I think John worded it, I can't really word it any better than it's competition across the board. And you mentioned Ja Reed, who we got a lot of confidence in, who can play as a tackle, who can play guard. Kalichi, he played some guard at the Senior Bowl, which was the first time we really got to see him there because he'd pretty much been a tackle. But good players, like he said, he's tough, he can move his feet, he's athletic. Usually find a play. Ja can move his feet, he's athletic. We'll find a way to get both those guys in the lineup.